Unruly. Unruly. Mom call. Unruly. Unruly. Mom call. My name is Ish.
Yes.
I'm off the leash.
Yes.
And when these kids get on my nerves, I want to scream.
Unruly.
Unruly. Mom call.
Unruly. Unruly.
Mom
I
call.
go by Michelle.
Yeah.
I'm with my kids.
Yeah.
We fresh as heck.
Yeah.
Running up them digits.
Yeah.
Shop with Michelle. Unruly. Unruly. Mom call.
Unruly. Unruly.
Mom
Mom call. Hi, Unruly Mom.
Hi, Unruly Moms. Welcome to the safe space.
Yes, I'm Ish.
I'm Michelle.
And this is the Unruly Mom podcast.
Get
Welcome,
into
welcome.
it.
If you are already an Unruly Mom supporter, we appreciate you. If you are new, please subscribe and follow all of our social medias.
Hit those buttons.
Yeah, it's just Unruly Moms on Instagram, Facebook, Unruly Moms on YouTube. Subscribe, like,
Holla at your
comment,
girls.
message.
Holla at your girls.
We're trying to go up. We're trying to go up on Unruly Moms, and Unruly Moms is just really, again, a safe space for moms to not have like that stereotypical, I guess,
no judgment.
Yeah, like stereotypical mom lifestyle or that mom aesthetic. Like, this is really just unapologetic. We talk about different things. We talk about mom tantrums. We talk about children tantrums.
Yes.
We talk about parenting woes and, parenting ups as well. So join us on this journey and we appreciate you. So today, I know that we had you was talking about something earlier that you kind of want to discuss.
Speaking about being the primary parent, like when
primary parent.
Yes.
What's a primary parent?
When you're like the only one that's like sacrificing, the only one that's like they call it single parenting, but single could mean like you and the father separated and you're just like a single person.
You're a single person. Okay.
But primary parent is like it's just you. Like primary is one. I'm just one parent and I'm doing everything for all the children by myself.
Right.
That's
so you're
primary
the primary parent. You're doing the teacher, like the schooling thing, teacher conferences.
I'm sacrificing time. I'm making moves. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that's holding down the household. That's a primary
That's
parent.
a primary parent. The one that kind of is right there. The secondary parent, they can kind of just
in and out,
fall on a waistline.
In and out.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you're right there. That's what the primary
I'm
parent
a primary parent, and I've just been feeling like this whole month. I'm like, girl, you've been like moving. Like I've been tired. I've been like moving around their time, and I'm just like, when do you have time for you?
Yeah.
When do I ever have time for me? And it's just like, when I do make time, it's like, oh, you got to do this for the kids. Oh, you got to do this for this kid. When you have multiple children and they're in multiple activities, you got to be here. That's hard.
That is hard.
That is so hard. And I'm just like, how do you find time? I'm trying to set up a schedule where I can be in all of these places and still have energy for me and still be able to do what I need to do for me. That's the point that I'm at right now.
What do you feel like is a few things that, like, as a primary parent, that you wish you could have more of? Like, I know you said time. That's you wish you can have more time for yourself.
For myself. More like me time. Just to wind down, just so I can get ready for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I
be prepared. Get prepared.
I need to be prepared for y'all because it takes a lot of energy in children. It does take a lot of energy, especially when you have different levels of children.
Yeah, you have different levels of children,
age groups, and all of that. So I'm just like, I gotta find me some time, and not even only finding time, just finding like energy. Or eating right, sleeping right, doing a routine for me to make sure I'm still good, I'm still healthy, by still making the kids still healthy, like that type of thing. That's I feel like that's what I need. And I feel like a lot of, even if you are a mom, period, I'm not even gonna say being a primary mom, because moms, period, need that. Period.
Yeah, facts.
Moms, period, need
that.
I
feel like moms, period, need it, but even more so, like you said, the way you're describing a primary parent and a parent that is there 90% of the time, right? Giving 90% of sacrifices.
Absolutely.
Giving like the majority of the love, giving majority of the care, you know, the time, really,
the finances, everything. You give majority of you. You give all of you, not majority. You give all of you.
You give all of you, but in a
you give all of you, and it's just like you just need a little bit. That 10%, I need it.
Yeah.
I need that 10%.
Yeah.
Even from dad.
Yeah.
I need that 10%.
Yeah, you need that 10%.
Because if I'm going, I'm gonna do 90 all the time.
Every time.
I'm gonna do 90 every.
So it's like, could you just give me 10%?
Give me 10.
Do
all
you
I'm
feel like
a little bit of time?
What do you feel like is the disconnect from you being the primary parent and not? Is it like you not speaking up? Because sometimes that could happen, right?
That's true.
Sometimes I get with, you know, certain moms, and they'll be like, well, you know, I'm not even gonna ask if this person don't do it, then I'm not.
True.
Right.
Because you don't feel you feel like, why do I have to ask you for something that you knew was yours too?
Correct. I get that perspective as well, right?
Yeah.
But also I get the perspective of, and this is not an excuse because this shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
But if you would just be like, hey, I need you to do more.
But what if you do? What if you
do? So then that's when it's like, all right, you X'd out. I know I can't depend on you.
I can't depend on you
for you to be a primary parent.
I can't depend on them.
So it's like that's X'd out for you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like I tried, I asked, and that's X'd out for you. So I'm more so just wondering if women either just dismiss it all completely and just say, I shouldn't have to ask.
Yeah.
Right? Or are moms like asking, right, and still not getting it? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's moms that do just like, I ain't asking nothing, because why do I have to? And then I think it's just moms just be like, I feel like if I do ask, it's a problem.
It's always an excuse.
It's an excuse. So in my mind, I can't depend on you. It's not dependable for me to go to you and ask, like, hey, can you get that? And it's not like you can't do what you want to do for your children, but it's just like, you can't do. You can too.
Yeah, but and then like you shouldn't have to. You guys had those kids together.
Absolutely.
You know, so
I'm in between though. I feel like sometimes I'll be like, I ain't asking that. Yeah. And then sometimes I'll be like,
I gotta like, you know what? I'm about to ask.
Where you at?
Yeah.
But I feel like my kids, my son is 14. My daughter's 12. They're old enough to say, you know what, Dad, I need this, I need that.
Okay.
And not saying that when they do go to their dad and say, hey, can you send me this? Their dad is not saying, okay. I'll send it, but that's literally 1%.
Yeah,
I'm the other whole
99.
You know what I'm saying?
I got 99 problems.
And these kids is one of them. Period. Like 99% of the time they're coming to me, mom.
And that's, again, you know, we talk about safe space on a Really Moms. You're their safe space. They feel comfortable. They see you already doing it, right? And like you say, your kids are older.
Yeah.
They see the effort on the other side may not be
true that
getting put in. So they're like, even though they don't see it or can verbalize it how I'm verbalizing it, they can still feel the energy.
Yeah, true that. And it's like,
and take that on and be like, oh, like, mom, okay, like I know mom got me all the time.
All the time. Absolutely.
Right?
Agreed.
So it's like, I know I can ask her all the time.
Right.
You know, and I got to pick and choose when to ask the other parent.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I feel
so.
I'm in between those two. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I'm like, I ain't.
Yeah, I like.
But most of the time, I'm like, I ain't. Because I feel like, why? Why do I have to? I'm not begging you. I shouldn't have to come to you and be like, oh, they. Most of the time when I do that, it may be like for Christmas and school. That's during majority of the year.
It's like,
what am I asking you for?
Yeah, because you know how old your kid is, what they need during that time.
I know the whole 9 yards. You're gonna call me and say, what's their size? What's this? What's that? What's that?
Yeah.
Ask them.
Yeah, ask them.
At a certain age, when the kids get to a certain age, stop asking mom everything. Them kids know. Ask them kids.
Right. See, I like that. Like,
Ask them.
Like as moms, like, do you guys feel like at a certain age your kids can communicate with their other parent, or do like? Because I know some moms like they be acting like they still want control of that.
That's true.
Like, when did you talk to your dad? Oh, you talked to your dad. What did I? Like, it's like,
I really want to know what that's about. Like, why do you have to know? Like, what do you need to be so much into the kid and the dad's relationship so much? Is the dad and you and the kid's relationship?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why do you have to know? Let them. Those kids are going to have relationships with people without you.
Oh, for sure.
They're for their adult life, for now,
years going on.
They have their own relationship, so let them have a relationship. Unless anybody's trying to hurt or harm these children, let them be.
Yeah, facts.
Let them be.
I can agree with that. Like, how do you guys moms feel? How do you moms feel about that? No. Seriously. About that scenario.
I don't think that it should be an issue about how they speak with their parent, because that's their parent. You know what I mean? Unless they told you something that, if they ask about what goes on in your household, then it's a problem. But if they have a relationship, I feel like it's let them be. Let them be.
How do you feel about because you know we might get some dads on here too, because we love dads on Unruly Moms.
Oh, of course.
Like, we love supportive dads. We love dads.
It's Unruly dads too. Yeah. Let's shout out. let me pause. Shout out to the Black men that's doing their thing as fathers.
Yes.
Real 100% time fathers. Whether you're a primary parent, a secondary parent, whatever type of parent you are, we love you, Black fathers. We love you.
Yes. So just, you know, we're all trying to do our part in raising these children.
That's it. It takes a village.
Takes a village.
It takes a village.
That's all.
We need you, Black
and
fathers.
Everybody has a place in that village.
Absolutely. And we need each other for these children. Mom needs to be happy and dad needs to be happy. And we all need to be happy to make these children happy.
Absolutely. That's Unruly Moms, okay? That's Unruly Moms.
Uncut. That's how we do.
So, being a primary parent, what is like, how do I want to say this? Like, being a primary parent, do you feel like, what's something that you feel like you could do right now, right? In the next week that could help you, you know, because you said you struggle with finding time for yourself or this and that. Like, what's something that, like, even with today,
like, how can I find time for myself?
So, yeah. So, like, even with today, like, you know,
I set it up.
Yeah, you set it up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, it's all about the setup.
Okay.
So, I have to put it in, like, okay, I know on Tuesday I got to do this. So, let me find time to do this. You're right. So, it's like scheduling.
Right, because just as important, again, moms, just as important as it is for you to structure the soccer, the gymnastics, the school, the quality time, it's just as important that you put that, you got to make it as important, like on the top of the priority list. You, just as you put on the top of the priority list your kids. It's true. And a lot of us, we don't do that because we know our kids like depend on us.
They depend on us. So that's what I feel like.
It's not like we depend on our kids for much. Maybe the love and the respect and stuff, but we don't really, you know, especially with our kids being this young or whatever, we don't really depend on our kids for nothing, but we know our kids depend on us for so much.
And I know the kids see it, because just like a couple weeks ago, I was getting my hair done, and I was like, well, I'm gonna cancel my appointment because I don't have anybody to watch Dream. And my daughter was like, Mom, you need your hair done. You've been talking about getting your hair done, blah, blah, blah. So she was like, I'll stay home from school and, you know, watch her little sister. And my mom was going to the doctor. So she was like, I'll watch her till grandma get home. And I just was like, oh, that made me feel like, okay, she noticed it.
Yeah.
She's like, Mom, you've been talking about getting your hair done. You need your hair done.
Yeah.
So she watched her sister while I got my hair done. I felt,
I love that.
That was amazing. So like, that was so cute. I was
that
like,
was cute.
Thank you, because, and then after I rewarded her, I got her nails done.
See?
So I feel like she deserves things sometimes, because she's like, Mom, you be working hard, you be out here taking care of us, and she's like, I don't even know how you even be having all this money. And I'm like, girl, I'll be hustling. I'm a mompreneur, and I feel like my kids see that, they know that.
Pretty girls here.
They do. They do.
Nichelle'sDolls.com.
Get into it.
Tag it.
Get into
Go
it.
order y'all shirts because what? Pretty girls heal.
Pretty girls do heal, you know.
When they choose wellness over chaos.
Period. Period, friends. I love that. Period. When they choose wellness over chaos, because I have been choosing wellness and I feel good. Mm-hmm. But that just lets you know your kids, they notice.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, oh, that felt good. And I was like, you know, that's why I go hard for them, because I feel like I'm all they got. Mm-hmm. So I have to put it all in.
And I love that, because you know what? Sometimes like you raise your kids and you do all this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And you don't feel like appreciated. You don't feel like your kids see that. Yeah. But that just shows you how like great of a parent you are. Mm-hmm. Because your daughter is literally like she's watching, mm-hmm. right? And she's being like, Mom sacrifices stuff for me. I could sacrifice something for her as well. Like that is such a, mm-hmm. you know what I'm saying?
And it feels good. Yeah. It feels good when your kids notice, because it's like, oh, yeah, it's so hard to satisfy them. Yeah. It's hard to satisfy. Teenagers are hard to satisfy. They're always, you know, they always this and this and that. And I'm just like, oh, you notice that. And I really adore that. Mm-hmm. That's why I adore. And that's why I go hard like that. They depend on me.
Yeah. I love that.
I like that. Mm-hmm.
So this is a, I guess, positive, and like, you know, you could take a positive out of being like a primary parent in a sense, and not feel like it's like a, because sometimes it's like you don't have no choice.
That's true.
To be that primary parent. Right? Mm-hmm. So I get in a sense of feeling like, oh my God, I'm the primary parent. I got to do this, da da da.
It's like you always have something to do.
But sometimes when you look at it as a perspective of like, I guess looking at it as my glass is half full, like giving it a positive perspective, you can find a lot of joy out of that.
You can.
You know? Absolutely. So that's one thing I would say too. Like what I learned is like a lot of stuff that is like stressful to me as a mom, like whether it's the kids yelling or whether, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm feeling overwhelmed because they're yelling and they stop on the floor. I'm like, shit, well, at least they got feet to stomp.
Yep.
Well, at least they got breath to breathe.
Yes.
To yell.
At least they're healthy.
So sometimes that kind of helps me like not feel like
it mellows you out.
It mellows me out and gives me like joy and just the chaos.
And just the chaos. That's true. Because
it gives me joy and chaos.
Girl, sometimes you just be like, how am I gonna make it?
I know.
How am I gonna make it? Like that.
Some days it really feels like,
how?
If I have another day like this,
I promise you, I'm walking. And I just be like, and then I tell myself,
and we know we're not gonna walk out.
We know we're not gonna walk out, but
it's just like it feel like that mentally.
It puts mentally in your mind. It makes you feel like, God damn, how can I do this? How can I raise 3 people and me?
And that's one thing too. Like I feel like even like I always talk about how we're literally in a stage, whether you're 20 or you're 30, you literally are in a stage where you literally only been an adult for like 10 years.
Facts.
Maybe 5 if you're like 25. Facts. It's like you only been an adult for such a short amount of time.
And you were still learning to be an adult.
Still learning. People learn at 50.
People learn at 50 how to be 50. Every year you have to learn how to be that. It don't matter. Age.
Like, and I don't mean like, because 50s could be whatever you know, it's not a specific characteristic that like a 50-year-old is. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying more so like basically like you're learning yourself every day and you're raising yourself as an adult, right?
Yes.
You're learning what you like, what you did. It's like in 2019, I could have liked this, and now 2025,
I hate it.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. Like I don't like it. So it's just like continuously like growing, maneuvering, changing.
Yeah.
As well as your kids are doing the same
They're
exact
doing
thing.
The same exact thing, but they don't know nothing. They're not experienced. You know what I mean? Like we're experienced. So
because we've been that age.
So it's like, y'all don't know nothing. So I I gotta bring that to you. Like, okay, now you're 14. This is what you do at 14,
Mm-hmm.
and you be like this, and you be like that, and it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking back, like, did I know how to be 14?
I don't know
No,
how to be 14 now.
no.
So that's the same thing. Like, and that's why too, I feel like as parents and so I was recently watching um uh The Breakfast Club,
Mm-hmm.
and Felicia Rashad was on there, and she was talking about growing up and her
Mm-hmm.
mothering, and it really like hit me. Like, she was just saying how like soft her mother was,
Yeah,
and how much like freedom her mother gave her and her sister to
absolutely.
grow, right?
Yes,
To grow into like
themselves.
themselves, like gave them like the creative freedom to
Mm-hmm.
like do that. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And kind of
Not hovering your
put
kids.
no, and kind of just like, yeah, and
Don't
like
hover
trying
them.
to say, oh, this is what you're supposed to do. No, she let them kind of figure
Yeah,
it
yeah,
out on
yeah,
their own while
yeah.
still being like that nurturing
I feel like
parent,
I am
you
that.
know?
Yeah, I
And
feel like
like I think
I
that's
get that.
important.
Yeah,
It's not about, and that's why I told too, like a lot of moms when they be like, oh, like
I don't let them do
how
this, and
you,
I don't let them
yeah,
do that.
that, or
Yeah,
like, oh, like how can I get my child at like 5 year olds to like read or this and that? Like, yeah, I'm not
they
saying
were.
don't teach
Yeah,
your children,
yeah,
continue to
facts.
teach your
Mm-hmm.
children, but in the sense like don't compare them to another 5 year old, or
Don't.
don't compare your 10 year old to another 10 year old,
Mm-mm.
or your 15 year
Mm-mm.
old to another 15 year old, you know,
Absolutely not.
because we all are living in our own world and have our own
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
circumstances.
We all have different
So
minds.
just like we give ourselves
Yeah,
grace or we give other people grace, we need to give our children grace to
absolutely,
grow, right?
absolutely.
Into just like we're learning ourselves.
Yeah,
They're learning what they like and don't like too.
I do. I don't feel like I'm a hovering parent. I
Yeah.
don't hover over my children.
Mhm.
I let them, like, a lot of people like, oh, you let your kids, yeah, because
Mhm.
they have to learn from
Mhm.
that. And when they don't like it, they come back and be like, "Ma, I ain't like it.
Mhm.
Ma, I didn't."
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I let
Mhm.
them be
Of
themselves.
course, also
Not if
putting
they're trying
in
to
them,
hurt or harm
yeah,
themselves or anything like that.
and
If they're
making
doing
them
wrong,
aware of
mm-hmm.
situational things that could happen. But sure, you can do it. Like I'm the type to be like, oh yeah, da da da. So you know this da 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 could
Yeah,
happen, but you know if that's something you want to do,
yeah.
then
Well, and I'm not saying like if they like standing at the top
no,
of the
no, no,
bridge.
no. I'm not. Of
No, no, no,
course,
no, no. I'm saying
of
like
course.
if they're staying at the, you know what I mean, like things like that. But if they're like, oh, I got friends and my friends like to do this and do that. Okay, you can go to the movies with your friends.
Mhm.
You can do kid things.
Mhm.
I don't mind that. I'm not going to hover over you, but I need to know like the parent. I need to know the kids. I
Mhm.
need to know. But a
Because
lot of
so much
parents,
stuff can happen.
so much stuff can happen. But a lot of parents be like, so want to be in connected. They got to go
Mhm.
to the movies with them. They want to go to the,
Drop them off, pick
yeah,
them up.
and
Sometimes
be there the whole time. You don't have to do that. Let them
that's
kids
cool, but
wander.
sometimes I feel like you could like, especially if your kid, like with my
Teenagers.
mom, 14, 15,
Mm-hmm.
I could ride the bus,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So
Absolutely.
it made me have that sense of independence. Speaking on independence, it's this challenge,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Where on TikTok, where or parents, they let their kids do something that's age appropriate
Okay.
independently,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And it's so cute. I saw one video where this lady, she let, I don't know, he was like 7 or something, 8, going to McDonald's and order the food. She was so nervous. Like, she was in the car so nervous, and she's just like, oh my God, I don't know. I
What is
don't
gonna
know what's
happen?
going
What
to
is he
happen.
gonna
What's going to
say?
happen?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So nervous.
But
And he
you,
came
yeah.
out and he said, Mom, I did it. Like, and here's the change. And she
They
was
love
like,
independency. They love it. They
and
love it.
and I love that
Mm-hmm.
challenge, right?
I love that. I didn't have to do that.
Yes,
I
I
don't have
love
to do
that
that.
challenge.
Yeah.
It was so cute and just so just like showing like your kids can do
Yes.
stuff. Like
Yes.
sometimes we
Mm-hmm.
forget, like we teach our kids so that they can do stuff without us.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true. I think we just be so stuck up on our world and how we were raised, and it was just
Mm-hmm.
like, no, you can't do that. No, you can't be like that. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
But the world is different now. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
these kids are like, they love to be independent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let them do it and see,
And just see.
and
And
see.
if they succeed, congratulations. If they fail, that's okay
But
too.
that's a good example because my son runs track, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, what you doing track for? You ain't no track star.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not trying to put him down, but I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
somebody, do you really like this sport? So I finally went to go watch him run. That boy is a runner. So Majin
Dang.
beat his personal
and
record.
You didn't know.
I didn't even know. And I went to see him, and I'm like, I'm watching him run, and I'm like, dang, my son really, this is his sport. Okay, he was right.
Yeah.
So I let him, you know, I put him in the sport, and at first I was like, I'm paying all this money for this track, and what are you? Now I'm like, okay.
I love that.
I love
he
that.
He could be an Olympian.
He is an Olympian. I watched him. I was like, wow, look at my son. So I put them in these sports, and I go watch them play, and I'm like, okay, y'all was right.
Yeah.
So I let them, you know what I mean? Like now I'm just like,
sometimes you have to like give the torch to your kids because they know what kids know what they want to do.
They know what they want to do. So, they have their own mind. They're living in their own world. They're trying to figure out life just like we're trying to figure out life. Let them.
And let them
figure it out and be their support.
And just be their support.
That's all we're here for, support.
Just be the support.
That's it. I love that. That's a good challenge. I might have to do that.
Yes, it was so like we gotta watch more videos, but moms, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what the TikTok challenge that I'm talking about. But
that's not
definitely like look up age appropriate independent stuff that your kids can do, like even like going in the corner store and buying a juice or something.
Well, you know what, my kids do that anyway. They're
older.
They are older,
like
but I feel like
age of, you know,
when they were like 10 and 11, they were like catching the bus.
They were still kind of doing
because I feel like when you live in the city, like you have to be independent.
Yeah, like at 11, like I think when I went to middle school is when I caught like my first bus by myself.
Yeah, you have to be.
And my mom told me, she like, all right, you catch your bus right here.
Tell you the route.
4 stops, you get off. Because my school wasn't that far.
I swear, I did that.
So it was like I think it was like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
4 to 5 stops. It was just 4 to 5 stops. She's like, 4 to 5 stops, you get off, you walk down the street. Then I just doing it now. I'm getting off the 4th. I'm getting off at the 4th stop. Sometimes I might walk. Sometimes
That's true. I did that to Samaje when he first was catching the bus and train.
Yeah.
From home, I was like, all right, Samaje, I'm gonna get on with you. We're gonna do this route, and you know your way to school.
Yeah.
We named them. Yeah. We counted them. He started catching the train by himself. I'm calling him like, you okay? You know, He's like, Mom, I'm fine. He started doing it by himself. Then his sister followed behind him.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Fine.
So I feel like independency is important. It's important. For sure, because we're trying to figure us out. We got work. We doing us. You know what I mean? Like, let them kids be independent.
Yeah. Let them do things that, you know,
we're afraid
that they could do.
We be afraid.
Yeah.
If they're not afraid of doing it, let them be.
Yeah.
Like, we be afraid of it. That's because
true.
We knew how it was when we were growing up, but it's different now. They're different people.
Yeah.
Stop being scared and let them kids be independent.
Yeah, but even like me growing up, I can honestly say like my mom was like, she wasn't a hovering parent.
No, my mom was
like she was in the house while I was outside. I'm scared.
Yeah.
To be in the house while my kids outside.
Not facts. Times are different. Though.
But I also lived in like a community setting where like nobody was really coming on the street. It wasn't fast cars on the street.
Yeah, neighborhoods used to be connected back then. So it was like community life. Now everybody was like, this is me, this is my side. Like it's just all for self. When
for self.
It takes a village.
Yeah.
Even if outside people, I had grandmas around the block, aunties around the corner, you know what I mean? I still call them grandma auntie to this day. So it takes a village to raise these kids and let them be independent. Let them do them. Like, stop being scared. I know we be nervous, but if you know your kid, then you know. Right. You raised this human being. You know this human being ain't gonna go for nothing. He knows.
So basically, just being confident in your parenting.
Be confident in your parenting. Don't second guess it. Don't feel like, oh, maybe I'm doing this wrong, or maybe this is too. It's not. Let them kids be what them kids gonna be. And that's it. That's how you raise them. Let them be.
Yeah.
Even in taller age.
Yeah, even in taller age. Let them ride that bike down that hill. They gonna see. So now I'll be like, all right, go ahead. You gonna see.
Ride that bike. Are you okay? After they didn't.
You okay?
Are you
okay?
Did mommy tell you? That's my first word. Didn't I tell you?
Didn't I tell you?
Didn't I tell you? I told you that. So you gotta stop. Didn't I tell you? And just let them be.
Like I'd be like, you see, like that's why mommy
said. That's why.
If you go down a hill like that, you could fall, right?
You could fall.
But and then like,
they want to back talk it, and
I'm like, okay,
let them kids be, y'all. You want peace? Let them be.
You want peace? Let it flee. We got Bellinis.
Moms. We have Bellini. Mom Bellinis. It's okay to sometimes enjoy yourself too, moms. Like,
absolutely.
Make time for yourself. Yeah, just Be a mom and do this mom thing like you should.
Yeah. And don't ever feel like, you can definitely, again, we say this on Unruly Moms episodes all the time. Give yourself grace.
Absolutely.
Let
yourself, just pat yourself on the back because you are doing an amazing job. Whether you feel like it or not, if you don't see it, it's going. Like you are doing absolutely fine. Like there's no book in parenting. You're a good mom. You're doing what you gotta do for them kids. They get up every day. They go to school every day. You dress them every day. They look fine every day.
And that's because of you, especially if, you're the primary parent. That's because of you.
So, shout out to the moms and shout out to Unruly Moms.
Unruly Moms, we love you. Unruly. Unruly.
Mom call.